Top Accolade Global News Updates. I am Soibifa Jagrich. A Hong Kong court on Monday ordered the liquidation of property giant China Evergrande Group. Opens new tab, a move likely to send ripples through China's crumbling financial markets as policymakers scramble to contain a deepening crisis. Justice Linda Chan decided to liquidate the world's most indebted developer with more than $300 billion of total liabilities, after noting Evergrande had been unable to offer a concrete restructuring plan more than 2 years after defaulting on a bond repayment and after several court hearings. Evergrande Chief Executive Sue Chon told Chinese media the company will ensure home buildings projects will still be delivered despite the liquidation order. The order would not affect the operations of Evergrande's onshore and offshore units, he added. The decision sets the stage for what is expected to be drawn out and complicated process with potential political considerations. Given the many authorities involved, offshore investors will be focused on how Chinese authorities treat foreign creditors when a company fails. It is not an end but the beginning of the prolonged process of liquidation, which will make Evergrande's daily operations even harder, said Gary Ng, senior economist at Natixis. As most Evergrande's assets are in mainland China, there are uncertainties about how the creditors can seize the assets, and the repayment ranks of offshore bondholders and situations can be even worse for shareholders. Evergrande's share were trading down as much as 20% before the hearing. Trading was halted in China Evergrande and its listed subsidiaries, China Evergrande New Energy Vehicle Group, opens new tab, and Evergrande Property Services opens new tab after the verdict. Shell's exit from Nigeria's onshore oil sector highlights risks oil majors face in Africa's biggest exporters, but has raised hope that local firms could reverse the output decline from the Niger Delta, industry officials and analysts said. Shell, which pioneered Nigeria's oil industry, is the most prominent Western company to exist the Delta, a region blighted by pollution, oil theft and pipeline vandalism. Those issues have for years stymied investment and struggles with production and government finances. The company's sale of its subsidiary to 5 mostly local firms fits an ongoing trend of Western energy companies divesting onshore Nigerian oil fields. Exxon opens new tab, Italy Eni opens new tab, Norway's Equinor opens new tab, and China's ADAX have struck deals to sell assets in the country in recent years. Nigeria has had well-established problems in policy in the oil sector, and the FX policy concerns have put constraints on investments. That's probably partially why you have seen the majors pulling out and disinvesting to some extent, said Andrew Mateni, senior economist with Goldman Sachs. It explains a significant portion of the decline in oil production in recent years. Microsoft's early lead artificial intelligence has the software heavyweight stock market valued poised to pull decisively ahead of Apple's over the next 5 years. 13 institutional investors unanimously agreed ahead of the tech titans' quarterly results this week. Microsoft's opens new tab shares have surged 7% so far in 2024, recently sending its stock market value above $3 trillion and dethroning Apple. Opens new tab as the world's most valuable company. As of Friday, the Redmond, Washington software maker's market capitalization was a few $billion above Apple's. Share prices and valuations could shift this week as Microsoft reports its quarterly results on Tuesday, followed by Apple on Thursday. In the long term, though, all the investors consulted said Microsoft's recent success in generative AI give it a powerful advantage over Apple. Still, the race between Apple and Microsoft could turn into a race for second place, some said, citing the huge recent gains by Nvidia. Opens new tab, whose chips have powered the AI revolution. Microsoft made early investment in ChatGPT maker OpenAI and is incorporating generative AI technology across its business. AI is likely to benefit Microsoft's cloud computing offerings as it competes with Amazon, opens new tab, and Alphabet opens new tab in that burgeoning market in its applications business. Outlook now offers users AI help composing emails. Microsoft has more levers to pull in its forms of Azure Cloud, gaming, enterprise software, and of course, AI is the most compelling, said King Leap, chief strategist at Baker Avenue Wealth Management. Apple is most reliant on the iPhone, which is a mature market, and the company has yet to detail how it will compete in the AI arms race. Apple has been quietly incorporating AI into product functions, such as snapping better iPhone photos, but investors will want to hear more AI plans when the company reports its December quarter results. They also will be watching China, where demand for iPhones has slumped due to a slow economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, and as a resurgence, Huawei erodes the Cupertino, California company's market share. Apple starts sales of its Vision Pro mixed reality headset in the US on Friday, its most expensive bet in more than a decade. With investors worried about soft demand for iPhones in China, Apple's stock is flat so far in 2024, underperforming the S&P 500's nearly 2.5 rise, as well as a 7% surge in Microsoft's share this year. The killing of 3 U.S. troops and wounding of dozens more on Sunday by Iran-based militants is piling political pressure on President Joe Biden to deal a blow directly against Iran, a move he's been reluctant to do out of fear of igniting a broader war. Biden's response options could range anywhere from targeting Iranian forces outside to even inside Iran, or opting for a more cautious retaliatory attack solely against the Iran-backed militants responsible, experts say. American forces in the Middle East have been attacked more than 150 times by Iran-backed forces in Iraq, Syria, Jordan, and off the coast of Yemen since the Israel-Hamas war erupted in October. But until Sunday's attack on a remote outpost known as Tower 22 near Jordan's northeastern border with Syria, the strikes has not killed U.S. troops nor wounded so many that allowed Biden the political space to mete out U.S. retaliation, inflicting cost of Iran-backed forces without risking a direct war with Tehran. Biden said the United States would respond without giving any more details. Republicans accused Biden of letting American forces become sitting ducks, waiting for the day when a drone of missiles would evade base defenses. They say that day came on Sunday when a single one-way attack drone struck near base barracks early in the morning. In response, they said Biden must strike Iran. The Republican who leads the U.S. Military Oversight Committee in the House of Representatives, Mike Rogers, also called for actions against Tehran. Former President Donald Trump, who hopes to face off against Biden in this year's presidential election, portrayed the attack as a consequence of Joe Biden's weakness and surrender. Tata Motor opens new tab, said it would suspend shipments of some models including the Hilux truck and Land Cruiser 300 SUV after finding irregularities in certification tests for diesel engines developed by affiliates Toyota Industry. Opens new tab. A special investigative committee found irregularities during horsepower output testing for the certification of 3 diesel engine models. 10 models used affected engines globally, Toyota said, including the Hiace van, Fortuner SUV, Innova multi-purpose vehicle, and Lexus branded LX500D SUV. Toyota, the world's biggest automaker by sales, has been separately seeking to resolve a case of misconduct related to rigged collision safety tests at small car specialist Daihatsu. The company said it sought to thoroughly explain the matter to authorities and will take measures such as running new engine certification tests in the presence of regulators as needed. Toyota Industries said it sold about 84,000 affected automobile diesel engines during the financial year to March 31st, 2023. A Toyota spokesperson could not immediately say how many affected vehicles the automaker had sold over the years. The company said it had reconfirmed that affected engines and vehicles met engine performance output standards. It added the investigation had found that electronic control units used during horsepower output testing were different from those used during engine production. Toyota's investigation initially focused on certification regulations relating to emissions performance of forklifts and construction machinery engines, in which the Special Investigative Committee also confirmed misdoing. The company holds a near 25% stake in Toyota's Industries, which is a key Toyota Group company. The supplier, in turn, owns about 8% of Toyota shares in Toyota Industry, sank into negative territory shortly after the news and ended down 4%. Toyota Motor shared closed 3.1% higher. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Monday.